Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're back with another episode of Take My Money, but we're in person together.
Yes.
So this is, I think, the first episode we filmed like this. But we'll be doing the same thing we've always done, and that is go through some crowdfunding Kickstarters, game founds for board games, and talk about whether or not they're going to take our money. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let us know if you're looking at any outside of these ones. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you're backing or anything you're looking forward to backing that's coming out soon. Because it seems like last month and a half have been kind of a little slower on the Kickstarter front. I think with kind of more conventions happening, especially Gen Con, I think that's kind of slowed down a little bit. But otherwise we can get right into this first one here. On Kickstarter, we've got Mistwind. Which is at $187,000 and about 2,300 backers with 2 weeks to go yet.
Yeah, still 2 weeks to go. Wow.
So yeah, it's been pretty successful so far, I would say. And I think this was one that was at Gen Con being demoed, so that might be helping it a little bit. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I can't remember if I'd possibly seen some things about some ads on this one prior to it coming out. I don't remember for sure. Or if it just was in my mind that happened because I had seen it at Gen Con. I don't remember if I was just making that up in my head. But it's from the designers of Sagrada, so that's kind of an interesting thing because in this one it's a kind of a pick up and deliver style game where you're flying whales across to deliver things from location to location. So that seems pretty unique for a theme, sort of.
The components look really nice. The player components all very colorful. It's giving me kind of Bunny Kingdom vibes with those Easter colors. I really like those. The board, on the other hand, it's pretty blah, but I mean, I guess that helps the pieces pop even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree that the pieces themselves look pretty solid, so the production on those is pretty great. And the board is a little Euro-y, little blah kind of feel to it, but maybe it's the pieces, and could be one of those things where sometimes it looks better in person on the table than maybe it does here, where maybe then there's maybe a little bit more detail that you can see, so then maybe it gives it a little better look. But and here it looks a little beige, a little blah, but you do have the color pieces going onto the board, kind of giving it a little bit more of a pop.
Yeah,
it looks like they've gotten through quite a few stretch goals already. Some solid ones, upgrading kind of some of the quality of some of the components, getting some double layered boards, which look like, since you got multiple tracks here, that almost looks like that's what should have been in it from the start, and maybe it kind of was. They were just hoping that they'd get to that level. I don't know. And then you got a storage solution for each of the players, which is awesome. Because I think that should be good since it's kind of individual players. I don't think you have to. I don't know how the game's played exactly, but I'm assuming you don't have to take out every color for every.
That would be a lot. That looks like a lot of work. That looks like a lot of pieces. Hopefully you don't have to break them all out every game.
And the rest of the stuff kind of looks pretty good as well. So I think it looks like they're just kind of tugging along, adding more things to the game.
I like that they have, as you can see, kind of a top to those player pieces, those player trays as well. Which
keep everything in there.
Yeah, sometimes they have a great insert, but it just needs the top. And if you store it vertically, the box, everything falls out.
Right.
Looks like that should be good.
Yeah, and hopefully those covers will stay on there well, because I know there's I feel like I've seen some games where they don't actually stay on there very well. Yeah. So, there's this fine line between being on there too tight and being on there so loose that it just pretty much comes off immediately. And I haven't found many that meet that middle ground, because it seems like, oh gosh, you can barely get this off, and I'm almost worried about finally getting it to pop open and everything falling all over the place. So it's like, well, in that case, I guess I want it loose. Just covering the pieces most of the time, but loose enough that I guess I can still get it off. Let us know what's your favorite game that has a bunch of components that have a cover on it that work really well, because there are a lot of them that you think would work well, and then they don't end up working well, which is crazy to me that it got through a design phase and then it still sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I don't know. In this case, it looks like it should be good, but
Yeah, it looks like you have kind of numbered discs, and they're kind of your workers that you'll be placing around the board, literally around the board. You have a set of actions on the left, the right, the top, and the bottom, and as you can see, they kind of have a number there, and that's the numbered disc that you'll have to play there. I think you also set one aside secretly at the beginning of the round, so you have some information as to what other players have, but not all of it. I like that. I guess this isn't worker value. It's just deciding where they can go. I like worker value, but I was going to say that, but it's not really worker value. But I thought that seemed interesting. I don't know if it's going to work or if it's just going to be too limiting, possibly.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I guess I do like that the bottom one. It sounds like any number can go there. Any number of workers can kind of stack on each other. So I do like that. But yeah, it does make me wonder how it actually feels in actual gameplay. Just because, that you might really want the 2 for a specific spot, and then that spot gets taken. And that happens in worker placement games, but then maybe the other... I suppose then that would be the chip you'd probably get rid of if you really didn't like any of the other 2 spots. Hopefully you don't have multiple numbers like that, but I have no idea. Yeah. Once you start putting stuff out, it looks like the board
really
looks
nice,
pretty.
Really nice, good presence. And I think there's like a pick-up-deliver aspect. We don't have too many of those games.
But you're putting it on the back of the whale.
Directly on there. Making us think of Maglev Metro, which I really love the board presence of that. And kind of you have your little shuttle out there with the passengers on it. And is it needed to have those awesome miniatures to put those things in, just to kind of match the theme of the whales? Probably not needed, but it looks nice.
It does. It looks like they've got some reviews and other stuff here as well. I guess the prices were, what was it, $90 for the base. Because I think all the early bird stuff is gone. You can back to kind of get in the campaign.
$95 for the base, which is quite a bit, but there is quite a bit in there, quite a few components. Got the early bird, and then you can get it along with a plushie. I guess I don't know exactly where that is.
I think you can add on the plushie.
Oh, add on the plushie.
I think you could originally get it in the early bird.
Or something.
Yeah, that was like another $25. Looks like it's gonna deliver midway through next year, so not too long out at this point, but we'll see if it can get that. And I guess shipping was another chunk of change, maybe.
Yeah, I'm completely lost on this page. Okay, there we go.
Another 20 bucks.
If you're
so
States,
it gets up to about $115 for the base game, which it's probably right, because it looks like you're getting some good minis and stuff and a decent amount of content. The box looks to be pretty large.
Yeah, it looks like a
and an
possibly awkward shape because it's a kind of very tall. The artwork
makes me think of Glenmore too. I wonder if it'll be that same size.
Yeah, probably something like that.
But
looks cool. I don't know if it has anything that stands out enough for us to take that money, but I'm interested in trying it.
Yeah, I feel like that one might be one that if it's cheaper in retail after the fact, it might be one that look into possibly some more.
Yeah.
But then we've got Call of Duty, the board game.
Yes.
So we got the IP here, which is only at $182,000 and $75,000, which I feel like I would have expected a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, and that only had 4 days to go.
Yeah.
I would have thought a lot more from this. So maybe these IP based on video games, shooter games, are dying out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, because Call of Duty, I mean...
Yeah, I
don't
thought
play
that would
many
be
video
more
games,
popular, but I don't know.
I know of that one. I've heard so much of it.
Right.
I thought it would be bigger. I don't know if there's other ones out there, other Call of Duty games, maybe.
1,300 backers. Arcane Wonders, who has done some solid games in the past, so I don't know. I'm not sure what is making this one. Not that over 100,000 is bad, but I just felt like it should have been maybe bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, but it's kind of giving me vibes of Project Elite. It seemed like this was maybe a quicker shooter game. Maybe not as maybe not as like fast paced as that,
Yeah.
but kind of still a faster paced game is what the vibe it was giving me, which
'cause it's,
would be good.
Yeah, it's talking like you're doing simultaneous as the other players, not quite real time like Project Elite, but I was interested as to how that works. Like maybe you choose secretly your movement. I don't know.
I think that's what it was
and
saying,
then-
something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's another one of those games. There's a lot of them out there. I don't know, again, if this one really stands out that much, and I don't know if we have room for that many of those types of games in our collection.
Yeah, I don't think overall it's like a big part of our style of game typically.
Yeah.
It's. I think this is kind of the type of game that we'd maybe play once every couple years type thing.
I mean, I would.
Which
But it's also like I would probably enjoy it very much.
Yeah,
It's
I think
like-
it'd be good.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot of things to consider, a lot of different effects in those games, like attack effects and things like that. And all of them have slightly different rules that you have to keep separate. So if you do start to have a lot of these in your collection, it's going to be a hard time keeping them straight, I would imagine.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so you're taking your simultaneous and then doing some strategic combat,
Some
explosive conclusions, rolling all the dice. Yeah, I think this one did actually look like at first I was like, I don't know, but then as I was looking at it, I was like, it probably would be a good one. It seems like it would be quick, which I think is what would keep me interested in a game like this, is having it actually feel quick.
Looks like they have pre-painted minis as well.
That is another
which
interesting
you
thing.
do not see that very often. And
No, you don't.
They look really, really cool.
They do look pretty good.
I initially saw them, I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome if they were pre-painted. And then they were.
Right.
I love custom dice in a game. Those ones look really nice. They make me think of Too Many Bones dice.
Oh, yep.
I'm sure a lot of games have dice that are custom and look like that. But yeah, I don't quite get this red box, blue box edition. I think it must be two different base versions.
Yeah, I think so. I think it seems like it's like maybe two-player games, and then you can get the full thing as a up to 4-player game maybe. I guess I don't know if it's more than 2. I assume it's up to 4 players then.
Oh yeah.
You get both. So yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, 49 for each of those, or a 99 for both of them on the collector's edition, or the deluxe bundle for a little more, $249 which or collector's edition box
plus make a customized
make
card.
a customized card, $600.
I think all of those
available.
are probably taken, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
No, you can still get it. At least as of now, there's 2 left. So you can pledge your $600. Otherwise, it looks like you can just add on certain things or do whatever. A 2-player bundle there, a 4-player bundle. They've got some different options and various pricings, but I mean, I don't think it's a horrible price for the base or the box, the 2 kind of put together in the collector's edition or whatever. Or no, if you go up to the top. The collector's edition at $100. I don't think that's too bad.
That's pretty good.
You don't get the some of that extra stuff, but I think you'd have enough in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Another $20.
$30, yeah.
So 120. It's about the same as the last one we just looked at.
Yeah, going for September 2024.
Then, obviously, you can pay even more if you want to add all the extras.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit of a time. I mean, still got over a year before this one would come out. So we'll see. Oh boy. Then we got another one here, and I still don't know. I'm sure there is a way to do it. Let us know in the comments below. How do we get GameFound to show U.S. dollars? I guess I've never actually looked for it. Should just look for it at some point, but I feel like all the GameFound ones are never U.S. dollars. And then, unlike the Kickstarter usually like converts and has both, you can look at. I don't know how to look at it on this one, but so let us know. But yeah, so this one's doing really well. Only 1,700 backers, so I think kind of in the middle of the first 2 we looked at, but 489,000 euro. So that is.
Yes, I
think
believe so.
So I think that's more than the dollar. So in dollars, it's probably like 500 something.
Yeah.
So doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade Milan Uprising.
Yeah, so.
And this one was quite interesting, I thought.
Yeah, this one I saw before we kind of took a little break from these videos. This one was already up or was upcoming, and I was like, oh, that one's really cool, but it was going to be funding for quite a while, so that I was like, okay, we can wait until after the break. But this one I had been interested in just from the core concept, which is pretty much kind of a smart board and smart dice that kind of integrate to the app that you have on your tablet and phones. And I mean, I've been thinking of these kinds of things for a while, like just like what if, because you see so many animated things on the Kickstarter pages, and it's like, oh, what if you could actually
Get it to do that.
And this looks like it's attempting to do that, where you move your character, it has like a little chip in the base of the miniature, and so the board knows what spot you're moving it to.
Some of the board things as well.
Yeah.
And the die.
Yeah, the die just immediately knows the result, so it just pops up on your screen, the result of the die roll, and certain effects in play are factored in. I feel like this is the future.
The future of board games.
The future of board games, right there.
Taburu.
Quote Pepper of Not Your Average Tabletop. But yeah, if they can do it right, if it works, I don't know if they have. I don't know of any other games that have done that.
Yeah, there's other ones that use apps for a lot of story and stuff, and some get pretty. Like Destiny's is pretty involved in the app.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, that kind of guides you through. I feel like there's another one that we've also. I mean, Forgotten Waters uses the app quite a bit as well. And I think they both do a pretty good job at it, but obviously, though, it's not like you're moving the miniature and it's automatically knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or, I guess in Forgotten Waters, it's not really a miniature, but yeah, you know what I mean. You're not moving it around and it's not like automatically updating. You're not rolling your dice and automatically getting the results. So, yeah, this could be the future.
For certain types of games, I think it will be.
Yeah, that's true. For certain types, I could see it. I'm one that's fine with technology in games, especially if it makes it better. Like, I think Forgotten Waters does an amazing job at it, and I love the kind of voices and stuff used. I don't think you would get the same experience if you were reading it off. I don't think it'd be even close to the same. So I don't mind that, but like in this one, I just would be afraid that this is a little bit too much. I'm not afraid of it like, I think a lot of people get afraid of, the technology will be gone in 3 years or whatever. No one will be supporting it, and you'll just have a game that doesn't work. And I'm guessing it seems like this one would probably really fall under that compared to maybe some of the other ones.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There might be a way to do it physically as well. But, I mean, I think it would be worth the risk on at least a couple of these and see how it works. But at the same time, it scares me a little bit more than the other ones just because there's so much more technology.
Yeah, it is so much where it is scary just being kind of one of the first ones seen of this. Just like a whole board that is smart. It feels like there's so many things that could go wrong. So I'm probably not going to back it. It is quite expensive as well. Collector's Pledge.
Yeah, if you get everything.
Bundle, that would be $350 there.
The other one, if you just get the base, I mean, it's right around the other games we've been looking at. I mean, it's
$100.
They've all been right around that same price point. So I mean, it's not that much more, which is pretty crazy if all that technology works really well. I mean, but kind of like the other one, you can obviously add more things and pay a lot more if you want to. It's up to you. But yeah, I think. If you're someone that really likes, technology, you're a tech guru and you like this style of game, this one could definitely be worth maybe checking out, looking into at least a little bit more. I haven't looked to see. I should see if someone's done some gameplays on this because I would like to see it actually maybe working. Just to see the proof of concept. But yeah, I think this one looks pretty interesting. This one... there's another one. I was going to say this one might be my pick of the week, but there's one that we still have to come that I think might be there with it. Just because I think it could be good.
Yeah. It's also a cooperative board game experience for 1 to 4 players, set in the world of darkness. It is actually a game. It's not just a piece of technology, but that's the big talking point for us.
Yes. Let us know what you think of that. Is that going too far? I don't know.
Have they finally gone too far?
Is it what was? I always forget the quote, but I always love the quote.
Oh, the
For Jurassic Park. They
yeah.
about. They didn't think about whether or not what. I don't remember. Yeah. Someone in the comments knows I'm butchering the quote.
Get Jeff Goldblum to correct him.
Exactly, we need him in the comments. But here is the other one that I was thinking could be my pick of the week. Ascendancy, the ultimate 4X fantasy, meets worker placement board game experience.
This is the only part that caught your attention there.
It is. But yeah, and I like the color and the kind of the logo and stuff they got going on there. It's got about 2,000 backers. This one also has 2 weeks to go, so it's got a ways to go. It's almost 300,000, which is pretty solid. We've got Matthew Meeple here. It's his first creative. I'm sure that was his actual last name, born last name. So yeah, this one looks interesting. It's got a board that you're going out to, and you've got your own personal player. I don't know why, but so much of this just makes me think of Dwellings of Eldervale, even though I don't think it is necessarily anything like it.
I don't
but it's just, I don't know why, but like the kind of the storage or the player board type thing that you've got going on here kind of almost seem it's like a double layered thing. You're placing workers, go into places, and you can have better workers potentially kind of knock other ones out and stuff, which I always like the bumping of workers in games. Like the artwork on this is really solid. It's might be some of my favorite of this week for artwork.
I would say so.
It's pretty cool. And yeah, the miniatures look pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of the pieces to this one look pretty solid. I don't know what it is, but yeah. And then you got your workers slotted into these different places, and I don't know that I'd actually like it, but there's just something about it that kind of like, I don't know, just looks really, really good and exciting.
Yeah, now that you say that, it does kind of give me those feels as well. Just kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just a cardboard kind of slotted into the plastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it's just that.
But yeah, it does look really, really nice. It's 4X. It's a bit heavy for me to be too excited about it, even though it does look really, really nice. But
looks like the core is right around the same price point we've been hovering around the whole time here.
But yeah, I'd be pretty decently interested in it. I mean, I enjoy worker placement games, not as much as you, of course, but
or Matthew Maple.
Yes, but anything that uses that or tries to put a little twist on it, especially with those kind of hierarchy of workers, I'm interested in.
Yeah, and then you can, kind of like the other ones, upgrade your experience to kind of what you want, and pay a lot more money if possible, if you want to. Ooh, look at that box.
All in.
Why? It seems like sometimes, like the collector's box, in my opinion,
it's not
is worse than the original box.
Like this one, I love all the colors.
Right.
The logo's tiny in here. And this is the big black box. And maybe that's not final. I would think it would be pretty final. There's nothing saying it's not. But I would much prefer this box.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll give the option to do both. I have no idea. Maybe other people don't like that. Are we wrong? Maybe the other... Do you prefer that box or the white box or the black one?
Yeah.
But then you got game trays and all cool meeples and stuff.
Mount meeples that you can put your workers onto. They can ride the horses.
So I really like the look of all the components and stuff. It's the artwork. It just all looks like a really solid production. So I think that's what's got me the most excited about this one. Obviously, and worker placement.
Ooh, metal coins.
Ooh, metal coins is right. But yeah, some nice miniatures if you buy them, I suppose.
I guess you can kind of just do it in pieces.
There you go.
Cool. But yeah, I guess this is going to deliver, or hoping to deliver. Okay, I was like, September 2023 in just a couple weeks. July.
I was going to change my mind on it. I'm like, wait a minute, if I'm going to get this game in a month, I might think about it again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd buy it if they were claiming that, but they're actually claiming July 2024, so still
got some time.
a good ways off.
Mm-hmm. And there, look at that, boom! That's my spot. That's my food. Eurogame inspired economics.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it kind of balances that 4X and worker placement. Upgrading the boards.
Yeah,
it's making me think of an Age Contrived with those boards.
Yeah.
It's probably plays nothing like it and works nothing the same, but that's what that makes me feel like.
It does kind of look like that as well. Yeah, so then...
I
don't know.
More and more.
And then I think, there's like... Is this one that it was saying you could get married and you're trying to...
Choose your own adventure. The decisions you make now will come back to
influence the game
later on.
So yeah, I don't know if you become other characters. It just feels like it's got some cool stuff in it.
Social deduction.
Optional hidden roles. Imposters.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's ambitious, I will say that.
It does look ambitious. You are right.
Where's the shipping? Where's the shipping?
It's just so much they want to hide it.
29, 33,
So it's a little high, but it looks like you can get a decent amount of content in there, so...
Yep.
It's about the same as the last ones we've looked at. So then we get into our final one, which is actually doing the best out of all these, and it's actually a different price than the rest of all these other ones we've looked at. This is what Kickstarter is all about, Pepper. That's why it's making almost 600,000. It's got 2 weeks to go. Can it break 1 million? We'll find out. We got 6,400 backers. We got Bear Mountain Camping Adventure, A Race to the Top. Or Parks, the board game. No. There's a lot of these games, and I think that's what surprises me the most about how well this is doing. I mean, it looks solid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't look good, but there are just a lot of nature and park-themed games these days that all kind of have this similar look.
Yeah, like this is Parks adjacent.
It is like if it was like if this was Parks Legacy or something like a new. I would not be like, that doesn't look anything like Parks. I'd be like, oh, okay, I can see that. So, nothing against it, but so this is a game where you're going around to different campsites and collecting some different cards, kind of building 2 different decks. I didn't fully understand like how you wanted to build them differently. I feel like this would be one I'd have to actually play or see someone play to really get a good idea of how those worked, because it was saying you got to be kind of strategic about what you're adding to your decks, because you have to get certain cards and stuff to get to the the mountain in the middle or whatever to win the game. And then you're just collecting things throughout the game in order to qualify essentially to be able to do that final one. Watch out for bears. When you're getting tokens to get kind of bonuses and stuff. It looked like it was probably pretty interesting, but I'm a little surprised at how well it's doing. But at the same time, like I said, the last few months have been slow, and maybe people are looking for something, and this happens to be looks the best, because it does have a good look to it.
I like the look of it. What is this? And a bonus game as well that you can get only here. Never going to be sold in stores, they say.
Right. Except probably their web store possibly, but no retail presence.
It's pretty similar. Same game? I'm not sure exactly. I'm guessing not the same game.
I'm not sure exactly.
Looks similar, but I like the look of it. It looks simpler, like a simpler game, but I don't know how simple it's actually going to be. With that dual deck building, I'm really interested to see how that works and how much strategy actually comes from that, or if they do just kind of feel the same or slightly different.
Right. Yeah, I do really like deck building, so possibly having a new. I don't know that I've seen any game that has multiple decks being built, so that you're using. If this is kind of maybe a cool new thing that could be used, that would be pretty awesome.
Pretty soon we'll be building 6 decks at a time.
There we go. Patel Lacerda is getting on it. But it's got some solid looking components and stuff, and it's a little more affordable.
Yeah, a little bit. So VIP special. So what's that for?
40% off. I don't remember what that meant.
We have this. Okay.
Here we go.
Adventure retail edition. So
Okay, so 39 for the retail
39
edition.
bucks. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good because it looked like a lot of really nice components. Great artwork.
Well, I guess I don't know what that comes with though. Retail
edition.
I guess I don't know what the difference was between that and now the deluxe edition.
Okay,
That's
so wooden resources in this one versus the other one's what.
But $40 is probably still what you're gonna pay for
Yeah.
most games that are like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, 69 though to upgrade it. I'm guessing
Yeah,
if you want to back it here based on how well it's doing so far, I would think that it would probably be available after the fact. I would probably suggest if you want to back it now, probably get the deluxe edition with expansion here for 69. I think it's or 99 if you really are wanting everything. But I think even the 69 should be fine. But it depends what you want, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with new content with the expansions for just all in, so... yeah, if I was very interested, I'd possibly be willing to drop 99 on it, but...
it's always tough, though, when you don't actually know like how well you like the base game, even.
Yeah.
And then, oh, well, you might add an expansion at some point, and then, you've got 3 expansions there, so how long will that take to get through them?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're maybe just easy ones to add in. If it's really easy to add in, then that's not a big deal. But
yeah. But this with the theme, and there have been so many approachable games, that the theme is very welcoming, where it feels like I could actually get to those expansions, where something more like Anachrony, where it's so complicated and so heavy, it's like even more intimidating to break into those. But, yeah, I'm interested to hear more about this double deck building.
I wonder if they thought they would get that much. Like when they've got their stretch goals listed there. I wonder if they honestly thought, like, if that's the prices they originally had. If they actually went from 350, 390, 450, 550, 650. Or if they're just kind of like, well, we didn't know that it'd do this well, and now we're just coming up with new things, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's doing well. It's good.
Okay, shipping a little cheaper than I guess that's about the same. It's about the same if you do get those higher up levels.
About $20.
June 2024.
But yeah, that brings the $40 retail up to $60. So it's and you're getting up there again.
May as well just upgrade it. Yeah.
And it just gets up there quick, sadly. But that's probably, I think that's the way it's going to be for a while, if not forever. So, yeah, I guess which one would you be most excited on if you were backing one?
If I was backing one, I mean, the smart board, the smart game, and the Vampire the Masquerade and Milan Uprising, that seems pretty cool. I think that's probably the one that I'd go with, just because I want to see how that works and if it actually is really, really helpful with the playing of the game.
Well, I suppose Return to Dark Tower kind of has...
Yeah, it does do that.
Most of the thing, not everything, but
yeah,
it's got a decent amount of stuff that it kind of knows.
Another edition of Return to Dark Tower expansion have an electronic board at the bottom as well.
Wow.
So it knows everywhere you are.
Well, I would rather have this than a damn Return to Dark Tower.
Make it a screen, too, with 3D nanotechnology miniatures that come out of there and move on their own.
All right.
It's the most advanced. $20,000, millions of dollars for a copy.
Yeah, that one's probably like the most different from our collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be the one. Otherwise, Ascendancy would probably be the one that I would end up picking. I think it'd be between those two, but I don't think we'll probably be backing any of them. I would think, but yeah, you never know. Maybe I'll watch a video on the Milan one and see how it looks like it plays. If it looks like kind of a new experience that we don't have anything in our collection, maybe we'll have to take another look.
Yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, let us know in the comments below what you thought of these. If that's too much technology in the game, if you're looking for anything coming out soon, I'm sure there should be some coming out again, but I think there's a lot of games that are kind of being announced for Essen Spiel, so it'll probably could be a couple more months before Kickstarter, GameFound, and stuff start heating up again. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on our content.